Hello, Thomas Park here. Hope everyone's doing well out there in listening land. Just kind of touching base. Um, I think I keep announcing sort of near endings to this long, enduring cycle of turns of events. Currently, where I am, I have a place of my own. It's a couple of rooms here down in St. Augustine, the tourist corridor, that are pretty affordable, and to have a couple jobs that are enough to make ends meet for what I'm making. So, for the first time in a few years, the income is steady and it's consistent enough to pay for the bills, and it's happening month to month. And so, before, I was getting pretty close, but the bills, the paychecks would always have a lot to do with tips or something strange like that, or something that wasn't inconsistent, et cetera, et cetera. Um, you know, Over the whole 2 or 3 years of trying to find service work to cover some short periods of time in my life, I definitely learned that there are a lot of obstacles towards making that possible. A lot of those service jobs, you might find yourself hired easily enough. You might be given a lot of hours to fulfill. But in terms of upward mobility, it's not always that available. And there's a lot of people competing for any managerial positions or higher positions at all. Plus, there's a lot of things like being paid partially by tips or some other conditional type of pay where you might think you're getting a certain amount of money and you might not end up with that amount of money. Um, just a lot of general observations like if someone needs money from you, they're certainly in a big hurry to want to get it right away. If they owe you money, though, it might or might not take very long to receive. Also, the existence of strange hidden fees and unexpected little bills that seem to creep up at the strangest times. And yeah, I've had sort of a tricky and careful walk along the edge of the more extremes of poverty. And I kind of want to apologize to anyone I've been trying to hang out with or socialize with, in that I've probably been pretty distracted by those technical details of just making things work at all. It's hard to explain that for me, a person like me, I can't relax very well when I know I might not be able to pay my rent next month. Something like that looms in the future puts me off of having fun. It's very difficult for me to have fun when things like that are going on. But now most of those big risks seem to have been set to the side, and as far as I can tell, the things I'm doing seem stable enough, and should help enough with what I need to pay for now that I can actually make the turnaround. So I'm feeling a lot better about that in general, and I'm also grateful to the support I received from my sister, who patiently lent me some space from her house, and her family, and just in general, the nice people down here in St. Augustine. So here I am, finally allowed to sort of recover a little bit more the sense of being a free human being. Um, Not knowing where your next meal is coming from, where your rent's coming from, where your rent's coming from, is really, I think, only a conditional kind of freedom because you really have to focus by necessity on necessity. There isn't a whole lot of extra time for a pursuit of happiness, not as much as a person would like. And overall, it's a very exhausting and just disempowering thing to feel like you're not being able to take authorship of your own life the way you'd like to. But there are ways through, and there's a lot of stuff that will help. One of them is this new sort of economic resource, or if not new, certainly helpful one called a resource based on hardship, where perhaps, like myself, you were qualified to work in a corporate setting, you had other things going on, and maybe the environment, the economy itself collapsed, or a particular sector of the economy you were involved with, and maybe your team got lost in that bubble, and with layoffs, etc. You may find yourself in a position of hardship where things are much more extreme than you expected in terms of paying bills and taking care of necessity. So there's a lot of programs that have emerged due to this true sense of hardship, where they try to work with you as adults, where they try to assume you're someone who wants to live better and assume you're someone who in a different world would be able to. And you can work with some degree of dignity with these groups, which do, for one thing, keep debtors off your telephone if they call while you're at work. They help you with legal needs if they come around and try to serve notice to you. So there's been a lot of kind of honing and working on these transitional programs necessary during potential hardships like that are going on now. And thanks to my friends and my family and programs like that one, and frankly, a lot of hard work itself, I have been able to kind of sit my butt down enough that I can say, yeah, I feel like I'm able to have the seat in the chair I needed for a few minutes, so that I can sort of smile and inhale and exhale, and look towards the rest of my life and what's going to happen then. So, hope anyone who knows me is free and welcome to contact me down here, and hope you're doing well. Bye bye.